the spot we're going to talk about took me by surprise. They put this ladder in the ring, and a lot of people may have seen this. And I saw it before you sent it to me. It was making the rounds anyway.
You sent it to me.
Oh, I did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I may have. But it stunned me. I mean, Sting is in the ring, and his little partner, what's his name?
Darby Allin.
High-faced Darby Allin. He set the ladder up and looked at Sting, and Sting looked at him, and I went, no. And Sting went up on the ladder. Of course, it was over closer to the ropes, and the steps he was on were, pointed out. He was closer to where he wanted to go than away from it. And he was going to jump or dive over the rope, and he had to be 12 feet in the air. But he misjudged, or he didn't push enough. And he had two tables set up out there, and the guy was on one of them. And he barely made the first table, and his chin hit the table. His feet and knees just hit the floor.
His chin hit his knee. He chinned
Is that what it was?
Straight into the knee of Sammy Guevara.
Oh my God. And I thought he was dead. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, Sting. You're like 65, 64. You never did that move before in your life. What possessed you to get on a ladder and act like you're 22 and dive off? That was never your forte anyway. I mean, and you could tell he was hurt. Everybody in the crowd could tell that he was hurt. Now, the appreciation is there on my part, and I'm sure the fans, for him to try such a move at his age. But still, now he goes back to here. Why in the F did he want to jump off that ladder? So I don't know if it's being in an AEW dressing room. I don't know if can ignorance be, is it contagious if ignorance? But I don't know how they talked him into this, but I did put something on my Twitter. Okay, Sting, this is your answer. The next time they ask you to do this, say not no, but hell no. So, and he's lucky too. He's lucky that he didn't tear his head half off, knock 3 or 4 or 5 teeth out, and hurt his knees and his back. I mean, that would be a whole body injury. But when I saw it, I went, I don't know. And I've been saying the moves that some of these AEW guys do, somebody is really, really going to get hurt. And I don't know if Tony Khan signs off on them or not. He may not even know about them. So
someone's signing off on them, I'm sure. Maybe Bryan Danielson gave an interview recently, and he said he goes to somebody with an idea, and they have to give it the yay or nay. So somebody's signing off on it somewhere, whether it's the road agents or if it goes to the EVPs or if it goes to Tony himself. But someone's greenlighting a lot of this stuff. Well,
in Sting's case, I think it's his idea. He wants to do it. Oh, okay, go ahead. They're not going to tell him no because of who Sting is. But Sting may wish somebody had put the stop on that before he did it. But anyway, that surprised me. I've never seen him do the move before. Again, I think that some of that ignorance in the AEW locker room, and not ignorance, I mean, not dumbassy stuff, but just not knowing. Ignorance is not knowing. But Sting should have known. And I don't know. So, I doubt if he practiced the move before he did it.
Like a great big foam pit.
Oh my God. But anyway, I'm glad he's okay, and we'll go from there.
Well, Sting said he got on the mic. I believe he won the match with the Scorpion Deathlock afterwards. I saw everything up to that bit, and then I sort of stopped. And he said, after the show, got on the microphone, I'm going to have a bunch of stitches in my lip. So he's probably right there. I think he also halfway knocked out one of his teeth as well. And partly it's not actually Sting's fault. I know that sounds weird, but for his age, he's no spring chicken, but he did spring quite well off the ladder. Apparently, part of the issue was, and the commentators picked this up at the time, so it isn't in the clip that you shared, but the commentators picked it up when the tables were being set. Taz or whoever said, those tables are too far. Even on commentaries, these tables are way too far. No one's ever going to get wherever they're. And Sting actually did do a pretty good leap, but even, obviously, at his age and his weight and everything, he can only jump so far. And then he ends up with his chin on Guevara's knee. And then he's sort of just... He's got the look of somebody who's not knocked out, but just, like, mentally calculating just how hurt am I? Like, he goes... like that.
He was probably saying, God, I'm alive. Oh, yeah. You know that the thing on TV, this is when he realized he'd effed up. And that was, no, I think they should send that to those people because I think they'd buy it. I do. This is when he realized he'd effed up. And then Joe Sting's face like, oh my God. But let me tell you what else happened. Darby Allin, if you notice that he stayed with the ladder, but he was on the far side.
Yes.
So where he needed to hold it down, he was off center too. He should have been on the steps that Sting went off of.
Of course, so he's kicking out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kicking out and back, right? And that's where Darby Allin was. So that just means the top of the ladder will move a little bit, but that keeps Sting from getting a good footing. Now, Peter may be been in the front of the ladder, which is obvious, I think, but it may have Sting may have dodged an injury. But when he kicked up and kicked back, now I think that's where he lost it. He lost his push, and that's why he come up short.
They never teach that in wrestling school, do they? What side of the ladder you've got to stand on where someone does a dive?
Well, if somebody really thinks about it, you can actually go in the ring and it will tell you, if you just watch what you're doing, it's common sense. It's physics put into practical application. It's what it is. But I'm sure Sting, when he came off, when he pushed out, you could tell that all of a sudden his momentum had died. Exactly when he come off, and you could tell right then. I mean, you don't have time to think, but you could tell something is off, and it was. What if he never even hit the table? What
would it have been funnier? It may have been funnier if that happened.
I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But if he'd have lost all his push and just landed flat right in front of the table, and the guy on the table rolls over and goes, "You missed me." Hey, that is not funny. You shouldn't be laughing. So, but anyway, folks, if you haven't seen this, go and find it. Go on YouTube.
It's on your Twitter. It's on your Twitter.
It is on my Twitter. It is on my Twitter. And I give him the answer, just say not no, but hell no. And I don't know why would he agree to this?
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to feel sprightly and youthful and have a load of stitches in his lip and regret it immediately.
Well, if I was the agent with that and they say Sting wants to go through the table, I'd have to say no. Because the drawbacks of that is him getting hurt, for one thing. And, I mean, you're going to get hurt in this business, even being careful. But that was just too much. And it didn't even match Sting's character at all. Sting's actually too heavy to do that now. He probably weighs, I don't know, 240, 250 maybe. Because he's kind of thick now. But anyway, I bet we won't see that done again.